Horseshoe Gang made some comments about Fetty Wap. You know the comments I'm talking about?
Right.
What's your take on that?
I mean, Fetty to me, you know, it's not the kind of music that I'm gonna just ride out to. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely. I'm a businessman too, and I always respect power moves. And he's been making some of the biggest power moves out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Single wise.
We were actually talking, before you came in about it. One of the things I mentioned was that Fetty had like 4 songs simultaneously in the hip hop charts, which I don't think had ever happened before.
Yeah, I think the last person to come close to that was him.
Fetty Wap actually, I think, broke a record of having like 4 songs on the hip hop charts simultaneously, which I don't even think Drake has done.
So that's something that you have to respect.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that you have to respect, because we are in this game to have success, and that's a successful run right there. You know what I mean? But and I don't think people could separate, you know, the fact that you don't have to like my music. You know, if people say, hey, man, I don't like that song you did. All right, cool. I'm not fucking going to get pissed off because you don't like a song that I made. Hell, I don't like half the songs I make. That's why they don't come out. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I might not like the Fetty Wap song, but I could still respect that it's a successful thing, and I could say salute to him, you know, because he's living his dream and making his work like he wants to make it work, you know, so.
Yeah. I mean, because I remember I just interviewed Scarface the other day, and he was telling me how he was unhappy with all the Ghetto Boys albums.
Like, I'm a perfectionist, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be super real with you. And I just don't think that the Ghetto Boy albums were perfect.
None of them?
In the shit that I did on them, I don't think it was perfect.
Really?
No.
Because I thought the one with the mugshots was perfect.
I don't think that was perfect. I feel like I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? And that shit'll piss the world off. I know. I get so many so much hate mail from niggas that I grew up with, and James himself. You know, I get so much fucking hate mail, like, man, you taking too long, man. You gonna miss it, and blah blah blah. You too motherfucking slow. You ain't working hard enough. You know, I get so much of that. But the thing is, man, is I have to have it a certain way, or I'm not comfortable with it. You know, I feel rushed. I feel forced. You know, and a lot of those projects, I didn't feel like I gave my best because I didn't get a chance to sit down and really fucking craft and mold it.
Okay.
Like I know I can craft and mold shit.
So you feel like Mr. Scarface's Back was a better representation of what you do? Or are you not happy with that one either?
I could have did a couple of songs a little better on that.
Okay.
You know, like The Good Girl Gone Bad.
Right.
Could have been a little better. And then the fucking Minute to Pray, Second to Die could have been a lot better, Vladdy. I hear some fuck ups. You know, and I always say that, man. You probably see that in a lot of my interviews or reading in my books, bro. I don't like listening to my own shit when it's gone, because it's gone now.
Right.
And everybody else got it.
Yeah, you can't go back and redo it.
I can't go back and redo it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that the only perfect song that I've ever made was I Seen a Man Die.
Right. It's interesting for someone to actually say that about their own shit.
Yeah.
You know, but if someone else says it, then it becomes a problem.
It becomes a big problem.
You know?
I mean, you know, that's the whole thing. It's like there's a lack of honesty in hip hop right now. There's a lack of honesty, and the fans always say they want to keep it real. But I even think sometimes when you keep it super real, the fans resist. You know what I'm saying? I think they kind of resist the truth a little bit as well. So it's all around. It's no one person that to point the finger at. You know, it's all around.
Well, and you've seen it throughout hip hop history. Like, I don't know if you remember, Biggie did some interview where he said the E40 was whack, and that turned into like a real serious situation where Biggie almost got killed by by one of E40, some E40 people and so forth, like, because people took that shit so to heart. And I remember it finally got worked out when he got on the phone with E40 with like a bunch of E40's dudes and was like, that's my, I'm not saying this about you. It's just how I feel about some of your songs.
Right.
You know, it's, or if you remember, like, Shine made some comment about Kendrick's album being whack, and it turned into a whole thing, and I think Game came in, and talked a bunch of shit about Shine, and I talked to Game about it on camera, and I'm like, well, that's his opinion. He goes, well, but that's his opinion about Kendrick, so it's the same shit.
He's reaching for attention, and I just feel like it's kind of desperate. Like jumping out the window on Kendrick's album when it was a good album, that was kind of desperate.
Well, how do you take that in terms of an opinion? You know, he said it was trash. He said the album was trash. He didn't say Kendrick was trash. He didn't. You know, and he went on to say he didn't like the beats.
Okay, so Kendrick's album is trash.
That's his opinion.
You know, says Sean.
Yeah.
Who's on the album? Right.
Who's on the album?
Who's on the album? Whose album is it?
Kendrick.
Who's rapping on it?
Right.
So then he did say Kendrick was trash, right? It's Kendrick's album. The album was trash. Did he mean the artwork? Or did he mean the album because he listened to it and the voice he heard was trash? That's what he meant, right? Mm-hmm. So then he can't say that he didn't say Kendrick was trash, because he did say Kendrick was trash. And that's when I stepped in and came to, you know, K-Dot's defense, because I felt like, you know, Kendrick, he off to a good start. He got, you know, the world behind him, and he got a bright future. So, and he's, you know, he ain't confrontational. Like, and plus he don't need to be. I think, you know, lyrically, Kendrick, you know, he'll smash Shine. You know what I'm saying? But that's not his lane.
It's just, you know, you got these angry fans who look at rappers like, you know, say like basketball teams and trading baseball trading cards, and it's like, yo, you're talking shit about my favorite basketball player. I'm gonna talk shit to you, and I'm gonna be upset, and you know. And then you have these other rappers who feel like, well, you have a platform. You're on Vlad. Vlad reaches a lot of people. What if you take food off of my table, you know, with your opinion? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if 2,000 or 3,000 people say, you know what, that guy's right, this dude is whack. I'm not buying this dude records no more, or I'm not coming to this dude's shows no more. Now you got, you know, food coming off of a person's table, all because of what you say, because we do have powerful voices out here. So I just think it's the way that you say it in your approach. It's like, you know, I personally don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not telling anybody that they should not fuck with it. I'm saying in my personal leisure time, I don't fuck with that kind of music. Yeah. You know what I mean? Salute to whoever makes it. Yeah. I'm glad you're chasing your dreams. I'm glad you're paying your bills with your arts, but I don't fuck with that shit.
See, and I've always like looked at hip hop as I try to accept it for what it is. Right. Like hip hop has always had questionable lyrics for just cool party songs. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna look at, you know, Rob Bass, It Takes Two, and say that was a lyrical masterpiece. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was a fun party song, you know. I like the Whopper, fuck the Big Mac. Like, it was, you know, it's just, he's just fucking around doing a cool party song. Fetty Wap, I don't think is trying to get a hip hop quotable in the process of what he's doing.
Probably not.
He's not, but he's melodic at what he does, and I think that what he does sounds good. Right. And I personally like it for what it is. Well, I think, am I going to compare it to Rakim? Am I going to compare it to Crooked I? No, I'm not. Right. But for what it is, I kind of dug it.
Well, you know what it is, man. In my opinion, from the artist side of it, it's not balanced. I think if it was more like back when we had Kid and Play making dance music, when I was a kid, and then you had Rakim, you had Cool G, it was balanced. Now it's just more of the whack shit being fed down your throat because of corporations and because it's more of a bigger business than it used to be. So I think from an artist standpoint, you get tired of looking around and seeing more representation of that type of rap music and less of hip hop.
You think? You think with the internet?
MC and shit.
You think with the internet, with all the different...
Well, awareness though. You could get on the internet, I could load up a video, but if I'm going independently against some sort of a major machine like Interscope, who's going to get the most awareness? You know what I mean? And why is Interscope per se, or Def Jam or whatever, why aren't they looking for acts that are pushing the culture forward? You know, why aren't they? You know what I mean? Like, there's always questions, man, and people are scared to be looked at as haters. People blur the lines between, you know, like I say, hate and opinion and honest opinion. That line is blurred. Right. And
it always will be.
And it probably always will
be. That part will never go away.
And probably won't. And it's like, you know, I just think it's back to approach. It's how you approach. what you're saying about your opinion, and it's to absolutely ensure that there's no hate in your blood. You know, it's just all based on what your view is. And you know, me, I love hip hop. I love hip hop. Like hip hop, to me, is one of the only cultures that, you know, Black Americans have. You know what I'm saying? Because when, you know, we don't know where the fuck village, tribe, we don't really know where the fuck our roots are. You know what I'm saying? We're Black Americans. We're a different race of people damn near than even Africans. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like when it comes to hip hop, you know, we hold that shit close and dear, and you know, I hold it close and dear. So I want my opinions to fucking count. I lived my whole life doing this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Since I was 8 years old. I want my shit to count. So if I'm saying, yo, if I'm sitting in a meeting with a record executive and I'm like, yo, have you heard of this new Locksmith shit? Oh man, I don't want to hear that shit, man. I want to hear so-and-so, he got the club buzzing right now. It's like, damn, dog, this Locksmith shit is fucking dope. It's pure dope. Every lyric, every bar.
Yeah. Shout out to Locksmith from the Bay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The shit is dope. Why can't I have a conversation about him with you in this office right now? Why does it always go back to this? And that's where the frustration, I think, comes in. It's just not fair. It's not fair and balanced.
Is it a diss or is it not a diss?
Nah, it ain't a diss. It just me stating facts, like letting you know, like that ain't something that we honor. Like we don't joke about that. Like we done lost homies over that shit. So it just letting you know I'm stating facts.
Like we never even, he didn't care about that, man. Like,
Oh, but he was doing a diss record.
yeah, I mean, of course, because you got to understand, Eazy's a smart man. You know what I'm saying? And he always was looking for a way to gain something from publicity.